And welcome back to round 5 of the RF2 Asia GP3 series here in Macau. We just had the feature race of 16 laps and we only had 4 finishes, so we are going to be having only the top 4 reversed for the grid at the start of this sprint race, which should make it very interesting. So we'll have a bit of a mixed up grid, and apologies as well for if the stream did have some issues. I was just notified that potentially it did cut out a couple of times, so I just reset it then to hopefully fix it. Alright, we are heading back into the formation lap for the sprint race here in Macau. For the final race of the weekend, we only have 12 laps of this one, and we're going to be starting off with Mada Antica, who finished a commendable 4th after starting last in the feature race. Here we're starting on pole position for this race. Lovely livery, I must say. It's very, very nice from Merapi Motorsport. We'll also be having Tony Jensen, who finished in 3rd position, starting from 2nd on the grid. Just a reminder if anyone who's tuning in that we only had 4 finishes in the first race, so only the top 4 are reversed. So Tony Jensen starting in 2nd place for Fair Racing Motorsport, and Daniel Vitamari, who was oh so close to winning the feature race, came within 0.2 of a second at the end before just outbraking himself and making contact with the race 1 winner, Alexis Clopano. So watch Vitamari, because he's definitely got the pace to finish very well here. Clopano, as we said, for Team RSI, the number 10, starting in 4th position. As we have Jason Bapp getting a little bit impatient there on the formation lap. Starting in 5th position for Back Racing, the Coca-Cola livery, number 86. Let's hope that he can have a better race as well. Finished a commendable 5th position as well in the first race. However, he did not finish the amount of laps required to be reversed. He did have an accident, similar to Taruna and to a few of the other drivers as well. Speaking of Arwin Taruna, we do not have Taruna in the grid, which is very interesting. So Michael Nizio starting in 6th position. Watch him, he's very, very quick here. Qualified 3rd place for the feature race, but unfortunately had a screen freeze and was unable to do anything, causing a major pile-up, and just exited the race because he didn't want to cause too much of a pile-up here. They're in the hairpin, so we're getting close now to the start of this sprint race. Chris Shire starting in 7th position for Dirty Guilo Racing. I very much love the name of that car, and the livery as well, one of my favourites. A bit plain, but the green is certainly one of my favourite green colours, and it reminds me of the old Lotus, as well as the Caterham as well, which was actually one of my favourite coloured cars, of course, green being my favourite colour. We have, rounding out the grid, Chris Payne starting in 8th position for Tricontinental Racing. So let's get back to the front of the grid. We have Andika going to the pit lane, perhaps for some damage, but we're going to have Tony Jensen